Hello, I am April Rodgers of Reflecting Light Ministries here with a special edition of an Easter devotional for you. There is a little garden that is tucked away on the Mount of Olives. You have to enter by a private gate, but once inside, you are cocooned by the olive trees and can imagine a place that the Bible refers to as Gethsemane. Gethsemane means olive press, and while there are many different uses for oil that is pressed from an olive, this particular olive grove was special. From these trees came the oil that was used by the priests to light the menorah in the temple. So is it any coincidence that the light of the world comes to this place in the dark of night to pray just moments before his betrayal? Every single thing that Jesus had just done for the disciples was extremely intentional. There were hundreds and thousands of people in Jerusalem to celebrate Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. But Jesus took the time to recline, to break bread, and to drink wine with his disciples. Together, they would have remembered the stories of old of how God had spared the Israelites' firstborn sons from being kissed by the angel of death with the smear of blood over the doorpost, blood from a spotless lamb. However, Jesus also knew that the end was very near and that his beloved disciples would fall away. So what does Jesus do? He took on the role of a servant and he washed their feet. With each dip into the basin, what ran through his mind? He had shared his life with them. He loved them to the end in spite of all of their imperfections and shortcomings. He knew what was about to transpire, yet he lovingly washed all of their smelly, dirty feet, laying down an example of what he desires for us to do: to love the unlovable, to put away feelings of revenge or justice, and to bend down and wipe away the dirt and the grime, to leave others better than they originally were, and to follow the example of a true servant. As Jesus approached Gethsemane with a full stomach and a damp tunic, he would have one final choice to make. He would have to agree to be crushed. Luke 22:39 through 44 records, "Then, accompanied by the disciples, Jesus left the upstairs room and went as usual to the Mount of Olives. He told them, 'Pray that you will not give in to temptation.' He walked away about a stone's throw, and he knelt down and he prayed, 'Father, if you are willing, please take this cup of suffering away from me. Yet I want for your will to be done, not mine.' Then an angel from heaven appeared and strengthened him. He prayed more fervently, and he was in such agony of spirit that his sweat fell to the ground like great drops of blood." In this place of pressing, Jesus was invited to drink from the cup of wrath. Doing so would mean that he would be anointed as the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate sin offering, the perfect lamb to be slain. He knew that this suffering would soon take place, yet he said, "Not my will, but yours be done." And that was his final resolution. There was no turning back. He would be crushed to the point of death. Yet we know that with the crushing brings forth the flow of the oil, and the oil must be present in order to light the lamp. For what seemed like a dark moment in history would in a few short days be the very thing that ushered in the light. God made him who had no sin to be a sin offering for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. 2 Corinthians 5:21.